a Canadian radio sanctuary podcast.
On the new album, When the Night Comes, it's interesting to see that you've used a lot of Shel Silverstein's material.
Yes.
And Dennis LeCourrier, the Dr. Hook man.
Right. Well, actually, the producer of the album, Ron Hafkin, he is the producer of Dr. Hook. And he also is a very close friend of Shel Silverstein's. And so we had been discussing, working a project together for a long time. And Shel had a couple of songs that I liked. So we took them and put them in the album. And, of course, Dennis, he had some good stuff, too. Matter of fact, Shel just had a show to open on Broadway the other night. They had a very successful opening, I understand. But it was quite an experience working with the guys in Nashville. I had never done that before. I found it very interesting and exciting. And, of course, Shel, he's a talented writer. A little off the wall, but, it was very exciting to do that, though.
Was that a complete change for you doing Nashville?
Yes, it was. I had been recording prior to that in Los Angeles, New York, Philadelphia. But I never recorded in Nashville. I had appeared there. I appeared there at the Grand Ole Opry, Opryland. And so Ronnie, of course, is living there now. When I met Ronnie, he was living in San Francisco. And then he moved to Nashville. Every time I would go there to perform, I'd see him, we'd get together, and we would talk about doing a project together. So finally, the opportunity presented itself, and I said, hey, now's the time. Maybe now is the time to do it because it'll give it a fresh approach, a different feel, and all that, using the Nashville musicians and using that whole Nashville aura, and it did. I think it came off exceptionally well. I'm very pleased with the project.
You might inspire others to go that route as well.
They all are. Listen, while I was there, Engelbert was there recording. Who else? I think Sheena Easton was there recording. Gladys Knight was there recording. That is definitely Music City now, USA. Everybody's going there because, they always thought of Nashville as being country, but it's much, much more. Matter of fact, the bass player, Dave, of the Toto, he stopped traveling. He moved to live there.
Really?
There's so much happening. There's so much music going on. There are a lot of people, a lot of guys out of L.A. I know have moved there now because of the music, the way it's being turned out there. It's like a factory, man. And everybody, they got a zillion studios and 2 million publishing companies, and everybody in Nashville is a songwriter. Everybody, man. The mailman, the cab driver, the sky cap at the airport. You get off the plane, the sky cap says, "Have I got a song for you?" Yeah, it was really interesting. It was a lot of, there was a lot of excitement in the air. You could just feel it, And we recorded Alabama. They've just built a new studio there called the Music Mill, and I think I was the third artist to go in there to record. And it's a beautiful studio, really nice. While I was in there, well, matter of fact, I was the third artist because while I was in there, Alabama was in there recording. So they were in one studio and I was in the other. And what was the girl? It was a girl that did something. I think Anne Murray did some things there. No, not Anne Murray. I take that back. It was another one of the women, female people, that had recorded there. But it was really nice. And as I said, there's lots of energy in that town. Musical energy,
Beautiful songs on the new album. In fact, a couple anyway, for sure, were Dr. Hook songs. A Couple More Years is you do a great version of that song.
Yeah, I like that song. It sums up a lot, though, when you think about it. It says, I've got a couple more years on you. I had more chances to fly and more places to fall. It's not that I'm wise, it's just that I've had my back, but more times to the wall. Well, that has many connotations to it. It could be an older person talking to a younger person, or it could be a person that's had a little more experience. It don't have to be old in age, but just experience, And it could apply to romance. It's a varied type song. It could apply to so many different things. That's what I look for when I look for songs. I try to look for songs that have, a simple statement, but a statement that could cover so many different varied things. Yeah.
I picked up a couple more years on you, baby. That's all.
Like when I did You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine. Well, that could have been You'll Never Find a Love, You'll Never Find Another Business Partner, You'll Never Find Another Painter, or whatever, Because I find that in using that universal appeal that way, it gets a little more acceptance, because people read into it what they want, It's what their interpretation is. They might not think of You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine as a romantic song. They may think of it as a business type thing, or, it could be, You'll never find another truck like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you'll never buy another lemon, like, it's just those kind of things. But that's what I find, I guess you could say has been my main line of acceptance because of that attitude of trying to find things that are universal in scope, but still could be narrowed down and zeroed in onto an individual.
Another great song, too, is The Wind Beneath My Wings.
Mhm.
Beautiful song.
Yes, but that song originally was titled You're My Hero, and there are 16, 17 other records recorded on that song under the title You're My Hero. But when I got a hold of the song, I didn't even know that at the time, that other people had recorded it, but it was just something about the song that didn't say that to me. It didn't say You're My Hero, and the opening line of the song, it must be cold standing in my shadow, never having the sunlight on your face. But you're content to let me shine while you walk a few steps behind. The first thing popped into my head, that's what every woman has said one time or another. That she never gets the proper recognition that she should get for the things that she does to make the man shine, And so I did it that way, and then I used the line in the song that you're the wind beneath my wings. I said, this should be the title of the song, man. This should be the title. So we got the publisher to change it for us, for our record.
Talking about the wind, let's go back. I think some of my favorite work of yours is your monologues, like
Yeah.
Southside Blues, Into
Right.
Tobacco Road,
Right.
and of course talking about the hawk, the wind in Chicago.
Yeah, the
And,
wind seems to play a big part in my life.
Well, yeah, and the Dead End Street monologue into
right.
Dead End Street,
Mhm.
Can you tell us about those earlier days? Did you really felt the wind, didn't you? You felt the hawk.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you ever go to Chicago, and, like, especially in the months of February and March, you definitely know there is a wind there. Because they used to say that sometimes. They put ropes on the buildings to help people get around the corners. And it's true, man. But, yes, I grew up with that. So that was a song. That was another song that was... At that time, though, you got to know that I was kind of zeroed in on, just trying to satisfy and please the local people, so to speak. So I knew that that was something that they would, take on right away. They would be able to relate to that.
And it gets colder in Chicago than anywhere else on earth. Because when it's around 10 above zero and it's about 12 inches of snow outside, and the hawk, I'm speaking of the almighty hawk, Mr. Wind.
Yeah, well, pardon me, I started doing that because I was working in the small clubs. Of course, the small places I was working at the time with jazz rooms and things like that. Naturally not being of any stature or any name value. The people would sit there and they would listen, but they would become conversing more between themselves than they were paying attention to what I was doing. And I kept saying, there's got to be a way to get their attention. I mean, what am I doing, I mean, I could do a Miles Davis and turn my back on those and play to the other musicians, but I mean, you can't do that when you're singing, right? So one night instead of singing the words, I just started talking the words. And the people started saying, what is he doing? What did he say? What did he say? And they started listening. And then I would go into the song. So after I saw that worked, then I would take songs, I would find songs that I could, if I sit and give it enough thought and enough time, it would evolve into a story. Every song has a story, I mean, it's musically it comes off okay, fine, but there's still something a little more basic to it. What created that song? What was the circumstances that the song was created under? Or what was it written about? Like Gamble and Huff, when I was recording for them at the International, and this was, of course, later in my career, but they had a good theory. They had a lot of writers that wrote for them. And whenever a writer would come in and say, man, I just can't get it together today, Kenny would say, go have an argument with your old lady, and go have a fight with your old lady, and get mad, and then come back and write me a song. You know? But I don't say that's always the case, but there has to be some motivation for it, you know, and if there's a motivation, there's a story to that. So you try to figure out what the story is, or you create one that lends itself to it.
I love the stories. They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah. In those days, years ago, you were produced by David Axelrod.
Yeah, well, my first producer at Capitol was Nick Benet. Then Nick left, and then David came in, and David and I stayed together until I left Capitol.
Well, good luck in whatever you do.
Hey, thanks a million, John. Take care.